Hey team. Hey, so this is right now grades are coming up. They're just around the corner. So this is just a step-by-step guide on how to um, publish your grades for the quarter. Okay, so just follow step by step. Right now, starting from your actual grade book, whichever grade book that you're looking to publish grades for, click up top where it says assignments. Once you click on assignments, you'll see this drop-down menu. On this drop-down menu, you'll go down to where you see post grades. Click on that. From post grades, you're going to click right here, and this is not for the progress report, it's for the full quarter grade. So you're just going to go down to the regular quarter two. All right, click next. All right, and then when it loads up, you'll see all the options you have to work with. Okay, so you'll see your student's name, you'll see their final gradebook score, or their current gradebook score, and right here you have the option. Some of us, I know, have different methods or different ways that they're going to do this. For me, my gradebook scores are exactly what their final grades are. Of course, you can tweak from there, but so for me to go through each time and click on this will be kind of a waste of my time for the most part. So they have a cool little feature. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see this where it says use gradebook scores as final scores. Okay, go ahead and click on that if that's what you'd like to do, and it will fill in automatically whatever the gradebook score was. And what I noticed as well is if you this will change if you decide to change your grades or anything. It will update itself. So what you can just do is if it updates and you notice that the grades aren't lining up with the new final grades, just go down and click that button again, and it will reset them to match the new score. So you're going to go there, put their final score. Some of us might have something where maybe like a student's at like an 89.9 or something like that. Then you can just take this and tweak it up to wherever it needs to be. Pick their citizenship scores. You can choose between unsatisfactory, satisfactory, or excellent. Pick their work habits. And then here's the part right here. Every student has to have at least one comment. Okay, at least one comment. So if you pick your one comment for students, every student that's passing has to have at least one comment, okay? So this student has a great score. They're doing great work. So I might just put their pleasure to have in class. And I can also add something else if I would like to, just to give more direction. Any student who is failing, however, any student that is failing must have at least two comments. Okay, so if I find a student who's failing, I'm going to go down there and I can look at their score, and I can give two different comments. Okay, so I might pick child's grade is low due to missing assignments and or homework, which is true. But I also might pick the second one has to be like a next step thing. So something that's like your child would benefit from. Your child should do this. Something that they can do that will direct the parents as to how to get their students' score up. So if you were to click on this, you'll notice there is a whole section at the bottom that says next steps. I noticed that the next step section can sort of work for distance, but they're not the most, they're still kind of looking at like regular school, but it still might help. So you can pick something from next steps if it applies for your class or if it's useful. But there's also, you'll notice that each section kind of has like your student would benefit from. So work completion, student would benefit from improved organizational skills. Or if you go to read or write, student will greatly benefit from focusing on increasing reading level. So pick one of those next steps, something that's useful for your students. And there's also a whole distance learning category, which I looked at, and I see stuff that's pretty very focused to distance learning, which is great. So maybe like student would benefit from having camera on during live class. Okay, and then that would be something very direct and a next step that a parent could use to make sure that their students do better. Okay, so you go through and you do that for all the students. Wherever you stop at any time, make sure you save it because it will not auto-save. So save where you're at, and it will keep it so when you come back, your comments are still there and all the hard work you put in is still there. And then when you're completely done with grades, so once all your grades are done, so at the end of next week, after all your grades are put in, after all of all the things are finished, all the makeup work is turned in, then once you check the grades and comments to make sure everything still lines up, go ahead and click publish. One other thing with this, you can start putting in comments because comments might still be useful from even right now. You can start putting in comments and just save them as they are, and then just go ahead and update if you need to the final grade and the score and all of that, and then save and publish next week. But that's going to be the process for it. So remember, just once you're done with it all, with every grade and it's finished, click publish. And for those grades that are going to be at the end of the week for those makeups, you're able to go back in, even though the time will be quarter 3 already. You'll be able to go back in and republish if you need to for any students who have made up work within that allotted time frame for the work that's put out next week. Okay, so you'll be able to republish. So don't stress too much about that. All right, if you got any questions, feel free to reach out to managers or me if you got any questions as well.